So today I want to talk about three things that keep us from creating goals. Goals are very important. Goals are somewhat of a guidance to direct us along the path of a vision. You have short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. But so many times we just don't set goals. Not of our own. We'll meet, you know, an employer's or our occupation deadline. We'll try to be sure that we make that appointment for our children that the doctor uh, has set. Those are somewhat goals. They're just not made by us. We know that that calendar day we're supposed to take the child to the hospital because that's the day that we agreed to. That's the appointment. But a lot of times we don't make or set our own goals. Not those that are connected to a decent future or even more a vision. And I think one of the number one reasons that we don't have a vision, because having a vision will automatically entail that you set goals. Because goals are somewhat the bridge that gets us to our vision. Because we know that we can't obtain this vision unless we also have A, B, C, and D. So we work on getting A. We work on getting B. Whatever that may be to you. Each vision is different, so each goal will be different. And C and D, so forth and so on. And here we are in our vision or closer to our vision. A second reason is because of the company that a lot of us keep. It's been said, birds of a feather flock together. I believe it's the Bible that says the two can't walk together unless they agree. And it makes it very difficult for us to break out of a circle that we're familiar with, that we're loyal to. Might have some long-term, friendship there. And you're thinking to yourself, I do want better for my life. But it's so familiar here. And it can be somewhat fulfilling there. Although it comes with its drama, or whatever challenges you may have there. But it's also, there's a fulfillment. We're social creatures. And it is a bit risky having new friends these days. So that's one of the things that holds us back also. The other thing is discipline. Because when you don't exercise discipline, then if you're not motivated, you're likely not to take the steps toward whatever it is that you should or may want to be doing. If you're not motivated to do it, and you're not going to exercise the discipline to do it, then you're really just stagnant. You're in a place that is holding you captive, so to speak. So let's just deal with the vision part first. If you don't have a vision, then you're really kind of like just going with the wind. It's almost like you're not living, you're just existing. Because you're not necessarily focused on something that's leading or guiding you and pulling you. You don't have nothing bigger to work on. I told someone not long ago, the reason they was tripping so much off the issue that was going on in their life, because they didn't have a vision. When you have a vision, your vision will make a lot of other things that you gave so much energy and focus to, make them shrink. Whether it's a person, whether it's situations and circumstances that's stressing you out, when you be like, is that worth that? And that vision is over there, and you actually have a vision, and you've positioned yourself to go after it, that ain't worth it. They ain't worth it. He or she. So it's very important for us to have a vision for our lives. It's very important for us to have goals in our lives. Goals that line up to help us to see the manifestation of that vision. And as far as the company you keep, look, some people you just gonna have to downright cut off. You know, it is what it is. But you don't with everybody, because some people will respect that, hey, I want to do something different with my life. And you can minimize the interaction. You can put some space between going out and meeting up, and minimize the gossip, the backbiting, and the activity that is pretty much anti where you're now going in life. You can minimize it, meaning that, just to be clear, you may not smoke and drink as much. It may be just more occasionally now. When the conversation starts being on the subject of talking about someone, putting someone down, complaining, when it goes too far, I ain't saying you can't be an ear to your friend who's having a problem and get him some advice. Or maybe just, hear them out. Maybe they just need to vent. But when it goes too far and you see that this is all we're going to be talking about tonight, and after that they're going to be talking about something else of the same nature, and it can be draining, you might want to leave a little earlier. Look at your watch. I kick rocks. But just minimizing it. And it can be very encouraging to them also, because when they see that, you're a lot more motivated, you're a lot less stressful, you aren't complaining as much, you got a glow about you, you may have gained some weight because the stress, is minimized. And so you may be encouraging to them. But nevertheless, if you aren't and they're still trying to play tug of war but come back over here, then you got to decide what you want to do with that. But you have to focus on your vision to keep this thing in perspective with your company that you were keeping or are keeping. The friendships. You got to see what's good. You got to weed it out. Who's good, who for you, and who's not. Who has the potential? You can be patient with them. Or who's just downright against the fact that you're trying to change your life for the better. And when we talk about the discipline, we're talking about moving toward your goal. Moving toward your vision. In spite of how you feel. In spite of the friends that, you may have lost. In spite of the fact that it's not all that comfortable doing something that is new. It's not all that comfortable breaking new ground. There'll be times when you're super motivated and you like, I'm so glad I made this change. You're getting compliments. People like, I ain't seen you, but you gained some weight. You look different, in a good way, and you feel good. You know, not only do you look good, because stress really does play a part. It's a very detrimental characteristic that can weigh on us, and not only just wane on our health and impair our immune system, but it actually kills. But the opposite of being stressful and being stress free, or at least minimize the stress, it's called life. You're going to have some. But I think the balance is not to bring on stress that's unnecessary. When you have the choice whether to be in a stressful situation or not, to get out. I can't control some things, and I'll have to deal with that. Some situations I can't control will be stressful situations. Got to deal with it. But what I can, why would I choose to be stressful? And some of us have, and we may not even realize it. When you choose to sit in that circle and gossip and put your sister down, or talk bad about your brother who ain't did nothing but be himself, ain't violated no type of code or none of that. You're just looking for some reason to put somebody down because it feeds your toxicity. And when you mad because your sister may got a new hairdo, or because of the outfit she had on, or because she got more likes on her post, it's so unnecessary. Like, let it go. That's what you can control. Those create stressful situations whether you know it or not. Because you're telling yourself that somebody is better than you, or you don't like somebody in comparison to yourself, when there's so many other things that you could be focused on. Imagine yourself being in a better place as you go through life. That's your vision. Make decisions as to who's going to be a part of your circle. Deal with the company you keep and make sure that it's a healthy set of people that you have something in common with, other than the negative things that you all may have done or were talking about at one point in your life. And be open, take the risk of creating new associates or allowing new associates in your life that's on the same time that you're on, that could potentially be friends. You ain't got to give them everything at once. I know people that sell you out in a minute. But you can fill them out. It might take a year or two before they pass that associate line over into the friendship zone. You know? And even from a romantic relationship. That's a subject, a whole video that I want to speak on another time. But sometimes our own spouse will hold us back. And exercise discipline. The same discipline that you went and was motivated to go get your hair, nails, and everything else done and get that bottle because you all were going out here or going to do that. Be passionate. And when you're not passionate, exercise discipline toward your goal. Break the cycle.